Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dreams Plus Work Equals Success. I'm Trudy, and Tonya and I together have over 50 years of combined experience in the field of health and wellness. The info given in this presentation is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Please consult your physician before making changes in diet, exercise, and supplementation. We've already recorded over 30 webinars, and they're archived at liveamazing365.com under the tab Insights. Now, this is Tonya's website, and you can see there some of the webinars we have previously done, and there are over 30 of them, as I said before. So we invite you to go there and check those out. Tonya, I'm excited to hear this story tonight. Your life truly does tell a beautiful story, and let's jump right into it, and let's go on. Here we go.
All right. So I'm excited to be sharing this with you guys tonight because sometimes hearing someone else's journey just really inspires you to kind of evaluate and appreciate your own life path and to see where it's going a little bit more clearly. So the picture on the left really represents my childhood a whole lot. I was that kid that could not get enough books in her hand, wanted to spend all of my time at the library, loved school, couldn't get enough to learn. And that just had a profound impact actually on my future, that I started out that way. Now, from the age of 5 on, I was raised by my mom alone. My parents divorced. And so my mom was a single mother. And that meant, because she was working a lot, there was a lot of fast food in my early childhood. And not only that, but she worked for the Coca-Cola company, which meant that soft drinks were pretty much unlimited, anything I wanted, whenever I wanted it. So I had a fairly typical, despite the fact that I'm in health now, I had a fairly typical fast food, soft drink kind of beginning, I guess. But then I got in high school. When I got in high school, I got really interested in sports, and I started playing tennis, and I played basketball, and I ran on the track team. And there was a pivotal conversation I had one year when I was running track that really changed the course of my life tremendously. So I was sitting in the cafeteria at lunch and drinking a Coke, and my track coach walked by and he said, "You're going to have a hard time today meeting your time on your laps." And I said, "Why is that?" And he pointed to my Coke and he said, "Figure it out for yourself." Now, my coach wasn't being mean. He was also my teacher for one of my subjects, and he knew how much I like to research in learning. And so he knew that was giving me a challenge that I would take. So I did take it, and I started reading everything I could about food and sports and nutrition. I started changing my diet. Now, don't get me wrong, I still had pizza and chips on the weekend at slumber parties, but I really did make a considerable effort to change my diet. I got a subscription to Runner's World magazine, and I just dove into everything that was sports nutrition related. Then I went on to college, and that actually in high school, that influenced my decision for my major in college. And so went on to college and decided to get a Bachelor of Science degree in education with an emphasis in pre-med sciences. I ended up being the group fitness and aerobics instructor for the university that I went to, and teaching 2 or 3 classes a week for that. And I actually experimented with a vegetarian diet and a completely no sugar diet while I was in college, which is a little hard to do on cafeteria food. And I graduated in 3 years with honors, and then started my postgraduate work. And my last year in college is when I met Dr. William Crook, and he had a profound influence on me. I was at a science fair and met him. He had a table there, and his topic interested me a lot, and had a long conversation with him. He was a physician, a researcher, and an author, and he was the founder of the International Health Foundation. And basically, he was a pioneer in his field as a pediatrician studying the effects of food allergies in children. And so it influenced my decision to do thesis research on the effects of food allergies on learning and behavior. And so that meeting was a great start. But then we reconnected later, which I'll tell you about shortly. So when I graduated from college, I had some four basic goals that I wanted for my life. I eventually wanted to be married, have kids, be a stay-at-home mom. I wanted to create a culture of health in my home and eventually to be able to work from home to provide extra income and make a difference by helping others. That was really important to me. I needed to feel like I was making a difference, which is what influenced my decision to go into teaching and then in the field of nutrition as well. So I got married and then started having children. And in a very short period of time, I had a 2 year old, a 1 year old, and I was expecting my third child. And that's when my life journey took a little bit of a detour because my toddler had a significant struggle. We had a big fight for his health. He had several health issues that we were trying to solve. And the pediatrician wrote a lot of different prescriptions for him, but I wanted to do things as naturally as possible because of my background. I wanted to try to do things naturally. I started giving him some supplements, went to the health food store, found some things that I thought were going to be beneficial, got him started on some supplements, but I knew there was a missing piece somewhere because I wasn't seeing the solutions that I wanted. And knew there had to be a better answer. And so I was doing a whole lot of praying and asking for answers and doing research, as much research as I could. And that's when my brother in law actually sent me a videotape in the mail. Anybody remember VHS tapes? This was back when there were VHS tapes. And what had happened was his church hosted a scientist to come talk about all kinds of different issues. And he had a videotape that was on what the Bible has to say about your health. And because of what my interests were, my brother in law got it and sent it to me because he thought I would enjoy it. And there was a segment on this videotape that talked about supplements and the importance of supplements and what to look for in supplements. And the scientist said, I don't sell Shackley products, but I've done a lot of research, and Shackley supplements are the best supplements that you can buy. And so, if you're going to use supplements, find yourself a Shackley distributor and use Shackley because it really is the best on the market. And so I thought, well, maybe this is the answer I've been praying for. And I got online, found a Shackley distributor near me, picked up the phone, and basically just said to her, I don't want a sales pitch. I don't want to sell your products. I don't even really want to know what else you got in the catalog. I just want to get these products from you that I've been giving my son and just see if they make a difference. And very shortly, in just a matter of a few weeks, I had my happy, healthy toddler back, and he was able to go outside and enjoy it and not be wheezing and not need breathing treatments. And so that was a huge blessing. And if you want to hear more about that story, because I'm not going to go into detail about it tonight, you can see the webinar Super Immunity for Kids 2 on the website. And I tell a lot more about it in that. But I had this question then because what I'd been doing wasn't getting the results I wanted. And then I switched brands and got great results. And so that sent me off on a big question. Why did simply changing brands create better results? And of course, having a like passion for research, I needed to know. I needed to know the answer. I wasn't satisfied with just it creating the better results. I needed to know why. And I started doing a lot of reading and research on my own. Now, at this point, I had three children. Those are actually my kids' pictures at the ages that they were as this happened. And I had an infant, a 2 year old, and a 4 year old. And I was finishing a degree in nutrition. And at this point, Dr. Crook was also mentoring me, and I was on the board of his foundation. So life was busy and full, and I was still trying to be a stay at home mom and be in school on one income. And that was a little bit of a challenge. And so when I got such great results for my middle child, I knew that I needed my other children on these products and myself as well, because I wanted to give them the same benefits that I had seen for my middle child. And so through all the research and studying that I was doing, I learned that the FDA actually doesn't have the authority to review dietary supplement products for safety and effectiveness before they're marketed. And then it really clicked with me. That's what the Shackley difference is. It's about the clinical studies. Now, it was at this time that the woman that I had called to get the products from, who turned out to be Trudy's sister-in-law, by the way, she offered me a gift. She didn't know that she was offering me a gift at the time, but she also was a teacher. So she had a heart for helping people learn and educate themselves about health. And she really had a passion for helping people as well. And so what she did was she offered me an opportunity to it's a program that she did with her people, that she had these tapes, cassette tapes, that were on different health topics, a lot of them from doctors and nutritionists and such. But they were all professional, medical professional people who used Shackley products. And if you listen to 21 tapes, you got so much in free products. And I jumped at that opportunity because, again, as a stay at home mom and one income, I wanted to give these products to my kids. And I was ready to do whatever it took to get those products in my hands. And listening to tapes was like, well, that's just right up my alley, right? And so I did that. And that's how I learned even more about the Shackley difference. The clinical testing is unprecedented for other companies. Over 100 patents and published clinical scientific papers. Um, so safe because of the over 350 tests against harmful contaminants. And what really impressed me a whole lot is that there are so many Olympic athletes that use it. And that says a lot about safety and quality because they have to be so particular about what they use. And so I started to learn a lot about why I actually got the results that I got just simply by switching brands. And to sum it all up, Shackley products were safe, they were clinically proven to work, and they're guaranteed with a 100% money back guarantee. So at this point, some new opportunities opened up for me. And there was going to be a regional Shackley event in Gatlinburg, and Trudy was helping to organize that event. And she asked me to come speak and to share the story about my son and the results that we had gotten. And I jumped at that opportunity. I really actually enjoy public speaking, and getting to share the story meant a lot to me because of the results that we had. And it was really there that I was around a significant group of Shackley people, and I saw the Shackley culture. And that made a significant impact on me to see these people who were all very health oriented and positive people who just had such a heart collectively as a group for helping other people. And it made a lasting impression on me. And I thought, I really like these people and I like being around them. And I heard their stories as well. And it made me think, maybe there's a way for me to use this to be able to be the stay at home mom and to reach that goal that I had of providing some extra income for my family. Because remember, I'm still working on my nutrition degree at this point. And so I just started naturally sharing Daniel's story and results. And it was very easy to do because other people could see the difference. Other people could see the difference in him, could see the difference in the other kids and my family. And when all of their kids got sick in Sunday school and mine didn't, they were asking me why. And of course, if you're a good friend, you want to tell your other friends about good results you're getting, right? And so sharing the story was easy and natural to do, I found. And so then I had a couple of questions for Trudy. I wondered, because of the stories I had heard at the regional event, could I get all of the products that we were using in our family paid for each month? Could I earn enough money to do that? And then could I earn $500 to $1,000 each month, which would make a significant difference for our family? And so, Trudy, I know that that's a question that we actually hear a lot from people, like, what do I have to do to get my products paid for each month? Could you take a few minutes and just walk everyone who's listening through those super simple steps of what it takes to do that?
Sure, Tanya, that was amazing. It's been such a pleasure to get to know you during these past few years, and your story is incredible. And you just become best friends because remember, we didn't even know each other before we started using these products.
That's
So
right.
yeah. So when we talk about what would we do to get our products paid for, that was my first goal also. And here is the simple way, the steps or whatever. First of all, of course, it just makes sense. You want to upgrade to become a distributor because that makes you eligible to get paid if you are eligible to get a bonus. So number one is to upgrade to distributor. Number two is just to keep switching brands because you were using nutritional products, but we have the cleaning products and we have skincare, and these are things that you're buying at the store anyway. So it just makes sense to keep switching brands and basically buy from your own store because you can benefit from that. Number three is just keep sharing your story. You have an incredible story. It's your unique story. And people really have an emotional connection when you share that story. It's really about listening to other people when you're in groups, asking them questions, and then just sharing your story with them and seeing if they want more info. And number four, a very important concept is stay connected. What does that mean? It means if you should decide to upgrade the distributor and do these steps, you're not reinventing the wheel by yourself. You want to work with me. You want to work with anyone who bring in to use the products. We all work together. We have fun. We ask questions. We don't expect everybody to know all the answers. We don't know all the answers. We have people that we ask questions to, but stay connected with the people that are in your Shackley group. Plan events together, listen to events together, but stay connected so you're not out there thrown to the wind to be all by yourself. You always have a mentor. You're not figuring it out alone. And really, it boils down to this: share your story with about 7 people who decide to switch brands if you want to get your products paid for. It doesn't take a lot of people. It just takes consistently looking for those people, sharing your story, and finding about 7 who decide that they want to switch brands. And then we educate them just like we did you. And then the next question, of course, that people want to know is, well, I've got my products paid for. What would it take for me to earn maybe $500 to $1,000 a month? Guess what? Keep sharing your story. You want to share your story with more people, with 20 to 30 people who decide to switch brands also. And your group just keeps growing and growing. Your friend base just keeps growing and growing. And it can be anywhere, because you might have an aunt that lives in Texas and they may branch out to a sister who lives up in one of the northern states. So you're going to end up branching out everywhere, and you're going to end up just finding people that you didn't even know when you started using these products, just like Tonya and me didn't know each other. You can use cell phone, you can use regular phone, social media, church groups, all kinds of groups, just reaching out and sharing the gift of health with other people. And when you start doing that, it's like the whole universe seems to kind of open up and all kinds of doors start opening to you. You end up with a group of people who are so thankful to you that you answered their questions, that you shared the gift of health with them. And look at this, all these different people, just amazing people. Some of them will become lifelong consumers. I have people in my Shackley team who have ordered products actually for over 30 years. Can you believe that? Someone that I spent time with in the beginning, shared with them the Shackley difference. They got results from the products and they did not want to ever run out of them. This is what's going to happen. So you're going to end up with enough people ordering those products each month that you're going to get money back. And so that's exciting. So Tonya, why don't you share a little bit about this picture and what this means to you? Some closing comments, maybe.
Yeah. So one of the things that I think a lot of people have a fear of being that salesperson, I certainly did. It was something I had to overcome in the beginning because I didn't want to be salesy. But really, I do have a heart for, sharing good things with people. If I go to a really great restaurant, I'm going to tell my friends about it. If I go to a new store and have a fantastic shopping experience, guess what? I'm going to tell my friends about it. And so it's just a natural thing for me to share all kinds of things that are helpful to me with other people. So it just made sense to me. If I'm a good friend and my best friend is telling me that she's tired all the time and she's got to take a nap every single day and she's just dragging and she feels like she's not giving her best to her kids, then I'm not going to just go, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm going to say, "Wow, I don't know if this will work for you like it did for me, but when I started taking these products, I was able to stop taking naps and I have so much energy at the end of the day." I'm going to share with her what worked for me. So I'm not going out and being the salesperson. I'm being a good friend. I'm listening to what they're saying and I'm offering them solutions that might be for them. They might not be. They have the power to say yes or no, but I'm certainly not withholding something from them that could be life changing for them. And so just sharing my story meant that I accomplished those goals that I had set for myself when I graduated college. I was creating a culture of health for my family. I was able to be a stay at home mom, to provide additional income for our household and to make a difference in people's lives. And it felt so good to accomplish that goal. So if you love and you use Shackley products, I have a question for you. Would it be helpful to you to have those products paid for each month? And if so, talk to the person who shared this information with you so that you can find out how you can help other people while getting the products that you love paid for, or even go on to earn extra income. Now, I love this quote by Simon Sinek because for me, it speaks so much to the Shackley culture. If you have the opportunity to do amazing things in your life, I strongly encourage you to invite someone to join you. Now, we're going to, in just a second, we're going to stop the recording and we're going to move to the Q&A. So if you'll give us just a second, we'll get all of that lined up and then we'll be available to answer your questions.